Hi everyone, it's R. Miranda Burke. Again with another video journal, just talking about again the process of this production, No Ordinary Love. This week I wanted to talk a little more personal about this process so far. Normally, what happens is when I write a play, my personal life sometimes is a little hectic or a little crazy. Or I have God really, the real reason God is dealing with me in some areas. And what normally tends to happen is I go through a season where I don't talk to any of my friends. And I'm like, God, what the heck is going on? What you trying to do? Like I'm normally like a friend person. I'm very social. I always have to be around my friends. That's just how it's always been. But this particular play, it was just like, some things had took place with me in school and, I had to, make some changes. But when God closes one door, there's another door that opens up. And through that process of school and making the changes, that's how this production actually came about. Um, but the funny part is while going through this process, God just was like, okay, you know what? I ain't gonna have you talk to none of your friends. And I'm like, okay. At first, I thought it was something I did wrong because it was like out of the blue. I just everybody, and I was like, okay, well maybe I did something, and that doubt start kind of coming in. I'm like, okay, what's wrong? But then the more I just sat down and I just got wisdom and thought about it, it was like, you know what, you really need to get back to yourself and who you are. And being transparent, like I told you guys before last week, that in this process, I'm going to talk about my ups and my downs and the journey of putting this production together. Well, in the past 3 years, I lost sight of who Miranda was. I lost sight of who, she's a daughter, of course, she's an auntie, she's a friend, she's a sister. Granted, yeah, I knew those things, but I overextended myself in so many areas that I was trying to help this person, help that person, and before you know it, I had spreaded myself out so thin that I didn't know who I was. Like I knew my favorite color was purple. I knew I liked the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yes, those are things that I still knew about me, but the core of who Miranda was, which is theater, who she is, I didn't know. I hadn't wrote in like 3 years, and God dealt with me on that. And it was just like, wow, having that time by myself, it just allowed me to kind of see where I let myself go and where I put everything down. Now, do I resent my friends for any of that? No, because I set the tone. I had set the tone that I was superwoman, that I can help them in any and every situation. And that wasn't my responsibility. I'm not their guide, and they all understand that now. But God just said, you know what, I'm gonna let you get some space by yourself and, kind of process so you can get back to that essence of who Miranda is, who our Miranda Burke really is. And during this process for me transitioning from school into writing and putting this company together, I really got insight of who she is. And I'm starting to tap into it. And it's just a beautiful experience. So I just say to you, if you're going through a process where it seems like everyone is walking away from you and you seem like you're by yourself or you're dealing with loneliness, it could be that God wants you to Himself so that way you can kind of deal with some things. Because sometimes the stuff that we're dealing with can interfere with the door that's supposed to be open for us. Like we can be walking around in Egypt for so long because we hadn't dealt with the things that we needed to deal with. And that's what God had been dealing with me on, is the things that I hadn't dealt with in my life, on my own personal struggles, my own problems and whatnot, because I was so distracted in helping everyone else out, dealing with their own personal stuff that I didn't want to deal with my own junk. So that's something God has dealt with me on in working on this project. I'm very grateful for going through that. And now I have no choice but to go up. Look, I have no choice but to get elevated in this process. So I encourage you. That's just me opening up, saying, like I said, I was gonna tell my ups and my downs and the tears I was gonna cry or anything like that. That's what's been going on, and by me saying everything and putting it all on the table is like, I can release and let go of some things, and I can finally go hard in this project. And I realize I have a mouth on me as far as I don't take no, I don't. I'm straight to the point. So, and I've discovered even more things about myself. But this little video diary was just a little different today. So, but again, thank you for just hearing me out. I just had to go on that little tangent for a second because sometimes you just need to let some options sing. But my auditions are again starting next Saturday, which is the 3rd, November 3rd. So just make sure, just be ready, be yourself. I'm not looking for you to be this actor or actress. I'm not looking for the next Robert De Niro or the next Angela Bassett. I'm not looking for that. I am looking for the next you. So I just have to say that. And I want to give a special shout out before I go to my team, my team. Michaela, that's been my partner in crime since 2008. I'm trying to think how long I've known her, but she's been one of the key people in the corner, just saying you can do this and you need to be right. And sometimes she threatens me if I'm not right, and so I have to give Michaela a shout out. Michaela Joyner, she know who she is, and I have to give Dominique. That's my homie. She's been part of that team for a while, and all the women who were part of my first two projects, Nina, JoJo, Nicole, Aunt Stacy, Kia, all you guys, I have to give you a shout out. I can't forget, because if I forget, I'm gonna get cut. So, but I have to give those wonderful women a shout out because they were in my first two productions, and then most importantly, the person who has been riding with me from day one, like since and told me and instilled since I was born to do this is my mother. So she's my part. She is the woman who has been there since I cry, when I'm happy, when I'm frustrated. That's the person I have to give like the most shout out to. But until then, I'll be doing another vlog next week. This one was a little longer, but have a wonderful night, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to you next week.